So we're bringing the power buggies up this ramp over the form. We're trying it this way today. We don't normally do this. We just did one round. It went pretty good. So we're going to continue with it. I'm trying to hurry and get the camera set up here. Hey, good morning everybody. Thanks for tuning in to Conquer with the Hosses. Monday morning. We just finished our morning pour. As you saw, we just did a patio. So I'll come down here, tell you a little bit about it and what's going to happen here. So thanks for tuning in. Stay tuned. Okay, so here I am down at the patio. They have a pretty good sized deck with a hot tub right there. This side here, when we dug this out on Friday, there wasn't too much digging. It was just pushing topsoil back, working our step height down. We wanted to be flush with a hot tub pad over there. So what I did here was we put our broken stone face against here, because there'll be maybe a 4-inch step down to the grass here, and maybe about an 8-inch up there, and then right here we're going to be flush. So pretty easy transition. So we're going to take and cut in a 1-foot border right around the perimeter, and that will all be our rolled slate texture as well as the main body texture. And what we're going to do is we're going to put on our deep charcoal antiquing, and then we're going to put a double spray of it on the border just to darken the border up. Same color concept, nothing changes other than just probably 2 shades darker on just the border area. So it always looks real nice when we get that done. It highlights this edge. And along with this, we did a sidewalk repair out on the main street the guys are dealing with right now. It's just a 5x5. It's one of those jobs that you could just never get to unless you have something else to do with it. So we linked it up with this patio, as well as up the street a little bit bigger sidewalk project, but by no means it's very big at all. So we put these 3 jobs with this one. We got it all ready on Friday, and we'll knock it all out here this morning, and that'll be 3 jobs off our list today, which is a great thing. So stay tuned, and we'll show you some of that. So I just walked out front here real quick to show you what I was talking about. Just in this street walk, we have a 5x5, I'm sorry, a 4x5 pad that was all crumbling and broken up. Now these aren't in the best of shape, but there are really no trip hazards to speak of here. But this one was, so we took care of it. We talked about redoing it all, but decided just to stay with the one. So that's what we're doing here today, and I'll show you one more job. Okay, so this is our 3rd job with this load of concrete. Just this easy walkway connecting up that service door and these steps to this driveway. Just trying to blend it all. This used to be a planting bed, weeds growing up around it, and nothing out here. Same thing, just a couple little bushes there. So it really cleaned it up. So Steve's going to stay up here and put a relief cut off of the steps, center, steps, and then center. And this all just gets straight broomed. Pretty easy, straightforward little pad. So he'll get some of that on footage for you. And I'm going to head down to our patio and continue pushing forward on that. So as we're waiting for the concrete to tighten up a little bit, the guys are always finding something to do. Just on cleanup, picking up our mats, back on the trailer, tying everything down. How nice these mats are. We just added these to our company about 2 years ago. So for years we would track this yard up and make a mess back here. Now, whenever we leave, after they cut their grass, they don't even know we were here. So it made a lot of homeowners quite happy, us buying those. So we have these sliding adjustable groovers on our edgers, and it just fits right in there, and it edges it while it cuts a groove in it. So we do that all the way around the perimeter. It's a real nice look for very little effort on our end. You got to do it when the concrete's nice and soft. And whenever you get to the step liner, you just let the flange of the edger hang over the liner and just follow that right around. So the guys did that whenever I was up the street, but that's how that process takes place. So we'll go ahead and get a control cut each way. This is setting up nicely. Okay, concrete's setting up nicely. The guys are getting the cuts in. Like I said earlier, center and center. The center, it is where it always wants to crack first, off the centers. I shouldn't say it like that. There's a million variations of where it wants to crack, but in this case, center and center. So the patio is 14 feet, so our 16-foot straight edge easily made it across. So here we're 20 feet across, so we'll snap a line on it. And then that way we know we're perfectly straight when we're connecting the ends. So you can see 4 pads, nice sizes, should be in good crack control there. And final cut right across the middle that way. Get it from this angle. There we go. We'll talk about it when we're down here on Matt's side. But when you're using the joiner, it's not little short choppy strokes. So you want to go long swipes with it. It gives you a nice splatter cut in the concrete. It won't get all wavy on you. See how Matt goes like almost his whole body length? And we'll just slide the board down.
You want this? Ready? Yep.
Using that as a gauge, put it right back in place, touching the edges. Cuts are all done. Matt's just touching up the last little bit of joint mark and edge mark. We like those to be all nice and re-rolled, opened up, nice and clean looking. Now we'll let the concrete just tighten up a little bit more. It's kind of sticky yet. Nice straight joints. What was I saying? We'll let this tighten up a little bit and we'll spray our Storm Gray Antiquing. What are we using, Storm Gray or Deep Charcoal? I think I said Deep Charcoal earlier, but I think I meant to say Storm Gray. Okay, back out front here. This concrete's pretty good. It's been sitting here maybe a half an hour. Maybe just a little bit longer than that. So we'll go ahead and get a light broom on it. Slow and flat. Okay, couldn't get it any easier. We'll go ahead and get the forms off here in a couple minutes, clean that up. Half in the shade, half in the sun. It's nice and cool out this morning. It's not setting real fast. So I just got done spraying our colored antiquing on it. This is liquid release with Storm Gray in it. So there it is with it sprayed on, and this is just, you know, rough troweled in. And you can see Steve's putting the wheel on it now. We'll hit it 2 different directions.
Matt's doing the little wheel too, don't forget about him.
Matt's taking care of the edge, very important. You can see how it just changes the entire look. It's all timing too. Whenever you time it just right, it's pretty much effortless. But the roller is just sinking in ever so slightly to leave that impression. If the concrete gets a little bit hard, you can put weights in that. But today we will not need them. It's going pretty good. And that's all just by feel. You just constantly keep checking the concrete. You don't want to leave a line on each edge of the roller when you're doing it. You just want to leave a nice impression forward and back and pick it up to turn it. Don't try and turn it on the concrete, you'll scratch it. Give it a flip every now and then to change up the pattern. If you start to stick, you just slow that roller down a little bit and it should take care of that. Usually we're on time-lapse mode for this because it's go, 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 but it's nice to be able to sit back and just talk about it and tell you the process. So when the joints are tighter like that, you can roll over them. Whenever it's softer, you don't want to smush them shut. This gives it a nice clean look. So as you notice, we started on the sun side first. Sun side. That's tricky. And then jump to the shade side. So once Matt gets done there, he'll hand me that wheel. I'm in position here and I'll catch right in front of this hot tub.
Do you need the joints hit, Steve, or are you rolling over?
I'm rolling over them.
They're looking pretty good. Now they're going to build a step here out of the material we took off. But until they do, we don't want to just leave this unfinished. You can see how that color just settles right in those deeper areas. Gives it a great look. Alright, a little bit more right here, and then we'll go ahead and darken up that liquid and hit the border. I set it right over by the steps. Are you coming down this joint right over here yet, Steve?
Yep. I was going to jump up on the deck for that one.
Sounds good. Here's a close-up of our broken stone face. So you can see grade is clear down here. So if we just bring it up ever so slightly and have a step up, how nice that's going to look. And then over there, we can be flush. But that leaves them a real nice edge. So there it is. After we seal it, it'll look pretty much like this. We just went around the border with our darker storm gray. You can see how that just sets it off a little bit. From shade out to sun. Notice the light and darks, the texture. Lots of texture, but it's still relatively smooth. Furniture will slide on it pretty nice. And I just took a shovel and blended. You remember that concrete's pretty soft yet, so I just stayed back a little bit and fluffed it up to the edge so the homeowners can take it from there. And then this is how I'll leave this. I just put a little bit of fluff along the edge. You see that broken stone. So they'll put some grass seed in that after they rake it out and expose that face. Build a step, and that is it. So that is our rolled slate stamp patio. Monday morning went pretty smooth. Got the 3 projects wrapped up. and maybe I'll get some final footage on that on the way out. All right, Steve finished brooming up here. Got our control cuts off center. We were debating on putting one off of that corner, but decided to move it over to center. Didn't like how it was long and then a little one there, so we forgot about that corner. We wrapped it all with expansion joint, cut in the center, corner, corner, center. Nice little swoop around the water shut off, and that is it. Highly recommend cones, tape, and who knows, they always push them over and walk on it anyways, but at least you can say you tried. So we're going to head down to a big job we're working on and start getting the driver ready. So come on back and see us. Tell all your friends if you like what you saw. Let's keep this channel growing. Thanks.